Hi, good evening all. This is SK. I hope you all did very good today. I did pretty well, as I shared with you guys as well. Let's see how how the price action was so important, so predictable today. But it was it trapped the bears in the morning, and then went for the one directional day. It was always a bull trend. So as the first candle opened, after this candle opened, before even this candle opened, if you guys have followed me on my Twitter account, you guys might have seen that I mentioned that somewhere institutions selling heavily. I believe I mentioned this before the open. 6:30. That means 9:30 for the guys in New York. New York side. So I mean before it even opened. Institutions selling. How do I see that? I look at the 929, 928 candle. What kind of a volume? What kind of a volume is there? Is it a selling volume or a buying volume that side? So I was short at open. I shorted this guy, and what does this first candle tell you? We have two targets here. The first target is this, which is the low of the yesterday, and the other target is this trend line, which we have drawn it from early morning today. And this was the trend line which we were assuming that we can bounce from here, or we can get a trading range around this price action. We can get a breakout or something like that. So after the first candle, we saw this kind of a thing. Like I mentioned over there, I will be selling this bounce, shorting this bounce. Anybody who has a little bit knowledge about the price action, who is little bit prepared before the market open, they have this trend line. This trend line is the target for bears. Bears are looking for this trend line. And bulls, they are looking like how the main institutions, the strong bulls, how they're going to react here. We have bounced before from this trend line, and they will be looking at that. Do we bounce here again or not? So for me, this is first candle is so prominent. It's true sell off. This is this bounce I have a shot. Instead, we should have shorted if we have seen the follow through. But I have a shot here with the stop at the high of the day. To take high. Next candle. Next candle, we saw this. We saw this kind of a bounce again. What do you see here? We are at a 50% pullback from this breakout, which is about 1897-ish. I mean, sometimes I use 50% pullback, double bottom, follow through. I mean, all these things. There are many guys. I'm sharing my thoughts with them after the market, during early market. Through they text me on my cell phones. Few guys, they follow me on Twitter and they text me on Twitter. I share my thoughts with them. We are coming up with a very good study material which will make you an independent trader. You will see the way I look at the market. I have learned from Mr. Albrook. I have learned from few friends who are pro traders, who are trading with big hedge funds, and they are just trading this. I have sat with them for hours and hours. I have talked to Mr. Albrook for so many times, via email and all. So I have learned from these guys, and today I am an independent trader. What I want you guys to do is ask me as many questions as you have. Ask me, and it's free. I'm not charging you guys. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to share, so that so that we can be more. We can have more traders. We can have more people who are living a life which they do not belong, and the life they want to live needs a different kind of a money. So this is the path. This is the way where you can make a lot of money. So this is a 50% pullback over here, but I'm still I'm sure I was ready to scale in up to the high of the day. This first candle is a very prominent candle. I mean, we will look at least one or two legs down, at least. Now my focus is the low of the day. Once we take this low of the day, if you're trading one or two contracts, you should just wait for the low of the day. After the low of the day is taken, you go for a scalp. You cannot do swing trading. For one contract, if you're trading, it's better to do scalp. Like likewise, you'll make some money. But the money you're making, you're trading this similar setup. You do not have to have a big stop, or you do not have to hold a negative position for long and then sell it break even when you're about to make in profit. It's all about managing the trade. Next trade, we saw this. So right at this point, I mentioned on my Twitter account that like I have covered, I was short and covered all. Like I covered all at this candle. What was the reason for covering at this? And this candle was that we are near the trend line. I wanted to see that how the 30-minute candle will close, how the price action will react around this trend line. And next thing we see is this. So I was not shorting this. Like this is the sellers try to sell, but bulls bought it. When bulls bought this thing, I was like little bit like on a lesser side of the bears, because I was thinking that okay, this is the second push, we can see some kind of a bounce here, because bulls will be buying here, and bounce can get a little deeper as well. And I was not short, but I was not bullish definitely. I was looking for another short entry. Until now, I was thinking that they will be taking this and we will be looking at 10 more points down. Then we see this kind of a candle. Now, like this is the 30-minute candle. Like 30-minute candle closing above this trend line. This gives, is it a bull sign or it's a bear sign? Like bear sign. For me, this is a neutral sign. Like bulls are not strong, bears are not closing below this, so there is something we need to wait for the follow through, 30-minute follow through. That's what I have been mentioning here, that like a 5-minute candle is close. We need to see that 30-minute. Low, if we get the tail, we can get low of the day or the trading range. Like this is what I am looking, this is what I'm thinking. This will come. Once you have your trend lines drawn, you will start looking at these things as well. Like bears have 10 more points target, close watch on 30 minutes. So my whole target, my whole price, my price action was related to this trend line, and I was looking for like some kind of a follow through in the 30-minute candle. So as of now, I'm not bullish, I'm not bearish. I am looking for entry to short, but I'm not bullish at all. Okay, with this kind of an entry, I mentioned bulls will be buying here. Like they will be, they might look for a deeper pullback or something like that. But did I bought this? No, I did not. So we saw this. Now we are getting up. We are. This is the first entry. Why it's a first entry? This was a undecision candle. This was a tail, but closing where it opened. So right now this is the first entry for us. We need a second good entry to go long. That's what I mentioned on the Twitter account, that we need to see 30 close short. I mentioned here, you all see how important is the 30-minute candle and follow through, close watch on for short entry, long only with second entry follow through. Like, so we need to be confirmed. This kind of a price action in the beginning, it's so strong. We're at the trend line, we should bounce, but we need to take high off the day. We have target which is way far, which as of now is looking like it's not achievable today. Like we are very bearish. So but we do not have any bear entry. We are looking at this bounce. So neither we are bullish, neither we are bearish. Bouncing from the trend line, we are sure that bears are losing here. These tails are telling us that we are losing here. So this is the first entry. If we get the second entry, we'll go long. Is this a second entry? No, this is not a second entry again. And do we have any position? I mean, honestly, this is a position, if you take any position here, long or short, it's a losing position for me. And also we had, this is what, 10, I believe, 10:10. In 20 minutes we have the report coming out from the oil, like the inventory oil report, so most of the traders are waiting here either to go short or to go long. I mean, this, then we saw the bears are trying to take this, but as of now, I have seen this candle, which makes the low of the day, which is 1887. Will I short this here at 1890? No, I will not. I will not take a trade where there are equal chances that bulls can win or bears can win. At least I should take a trade which has 60-40, 70-30 ratio, where the probability is higher than my risk. You know, right now I don't know. I mean, bulls might be buying this as well, and they might be looking at the next leg up as they have seen this kind of tails. And bears are like, we have the first entry have failed. We might go deeper pullback, or they can say this was push 1, this is push 2, this is push 3. There are many conceptions we can have here, but for me, this is not a type of a trade where we should take any trade. So right now I was prepared, you know, like I have seen this kind of 3 bear bars. I was like, okay, if we didn't bounce from this, you know, like if we close below this, again, trading is something else. If we close below this, I will be in the position. This is what we saw. This is what we saw, you know, like we saw this kind of a bounce. Now this is the first entry again. You know, bulls are taking as a double bottom. You know, double bottom, or you can say third entry failed. You know, third push failed. You know, I'm trying to share a few setups with you guys so that you can start learning, start seeing those setups every day, and slowly and steadily we can differentiate. You know, like in pushes, in 1, 2, 3 push, we have different setups as well. You know, we have major trend reversals. You know, we have the double push. We have double bottom. There are many other setups which will come to you slowly. You know, like we don't want to try to learn everything overnight, and we will be nowhere. So as of now, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it push 1, push 2, push 3, and this is push 3. Anybody, you know, you can see that. So with push 3, what we have learned is that we get a deeper pullback. So this is a push 3, entry 1. This is first entry. This is the second entry, you know, we have seen. So I will be long here at 1894. Either it's a double bottom. Honestly, for me, it was a double bottom above this. But as we are sharing push 1, push 2, push 3, it's also a concept of a bigger picture of a push 3. This is a push 3 where bulls failed. Bulls were not able to close below this. So we went up. You know, let's say, you know, like you have your limit order plays here and you got filled. Then you have taken a loss of almost, you know, like 4 or 5 points. You know, it's okay. You know, sometimes you take a loss, you know, like I was not in this position because I was not sure what's going on, you know. Anyhow, you know, with this bull candle here, we should not have placed our limit order here. You know, it was not good. And at this time, 10:30, you know, the report is coming out as well. So we need to see what kind of report is coming and what kind of the price action, you know, like we will be looking after the report. You know, there are a few reports, which the oil report, and we have, you know, like the interest rate reports. You know, these are the reports which we should be looking at what time they are coming. Around that time, I personally avoid trading. But if you even do not know what's going on, the price action can tell you openly that, you know, what next, you know, we have for the with the price action, you know. So I was filled here, you know, I was long here. I was long here. I took my profit here looking at this. I was not expecting any higher, but bulls will be buying this. Bulls have seen this kind of a breakout tails here. So for them, we have seen the low of the day, you know. But again, you know, like it's the start of a trading range where we have gapped down. We need to take the high of the day. Only with the high of the day, with the follow through, we will see this target, bull target. But as of now, I do not think that we will be reaching there. You know, we might at the end of the day, but you know, as of now, I'm thinking we can get some kind of a trading range price action, but bulls will be buying this with the stop here, you know. And we saw the pullback. You know, this is a breakout. You know, with the breakout, there was no follow through. We have a resistance here, which is 1898. We have resistance here. Most of the traders should wait for the right entry. This was the limit order entry, and which would have given us almost what almost about 2 or 3 points, you know, like. But again, you know, if you're not sure yet, it's okay. You know, if you're looking for something very sure, if you miss few trades, it's okay. But do not enter in a trade when you're late. Entering a trade later than the move is over, that's more deadly, that's more suicidal than taking a wrong trade. Because right now, if you enter here, you will be entering here, and if we get the pullback, you will be holding a negative position. You know, most of the traders, once they are holding a negative position for a certain time, once they see they are near the break even, they sell their position. This is human nature, that okay, there is a sign of relief. You know, we tend to find ourselves relieved from the stress of a loss, and we miss the point that okay, now from here we will be making some profit. So as of now, this is not a trade, but bulls will be buying this. This is very strong. We saw this. I was again, I was long here, but this is not the entry to be long. You know, we have seen this. It should have been a limit order, but I was long here because I've made good money here. I was just 2 contracts long here, and I was ready to scale in lower because I have traded so many setups, like the similar setups, so many times that now I feel more confident, sometimes taking some risk as well. But this is not the entry, but I was long. Bulls should have put their limit order here or the high of this, so that if aggressive bulls come in, they might try to take the high of the day. Right now I was thinking that okay, you know, like we are going for the high of the day. We are in the center of the trading range, you know, like high of the day. If we miss here, you know, we can see a deeper pullback, but we have a stronger support here. We have a gap down. So neither bulls nor bears looking very prominent here, but bulls will be trying. With this kind of a breakout, bulls will be trying for the next leg up. So we saw this kind of a pullback. We saw this. You know, this is kind of a trading range. Bulls trying for the next breakout. They're buying. You know, weak bulls, they might sell this, but strong bulls, they have seen this kind of a double bottom. They have seen the low of the day. You know, for me, what I was thinking that, you know, we have seen the low of the day here. You know, like I was sure that this is the low of the day. We cannot go more below than this. You know, if I'm 2 contracts here, I'm just risking $1,000, $2,000. You know, like no, 2 contracts is about $1,000, you know, but I'm scaling in lower as well. What kind of a chances we have that we can take this kind of a low? This is not good. You know, like bulls have a breakout. Bulls will go weaker if we take the low of this candle, then bulls will be weaker. You know, for me as of now, you know, I'm still bullish. I'm still looking at it as a pullback from the breakout, which is above the low of the day. So we again looking at this, you know, they are testing the water, you know, they are testing this trend line. But for me, we have bounced from here. This was a very good bounce, you know. So for me, this is still a long entry. Over here, you know, I was long here. After looking here, honestly, I was a little bit debateful that, you know, like I might have taken a wrong position. What I did is I scaled a little bit here. You know, at the close, I scaled higher. You know, like I was 2 contracts here. I added 3 contracts. Now I'm holding 5 contracts here. And what I thought is that from here, my stop is here. If I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Or I'll take my position out if we reach around this resistance area back. I mean, after some time, you know, it's more likely how to manage a trade. You know, like if you want to trade all day, most of the new traders should not even trade this kind of a price action. They should see a simple price action where the price looks very prominent, where you can see the trade is one directional. You know, but once you start looking at the trades and you start learning, you know, what is the support, what is the resistance, where the stop should be, where the most of the bulls will be looking at the stop. Slowly and steadily you start feeling the picture, the charts start talking to you, and then it becomes very easy. You know, I scaled in here. I was about 5 contracts here, and then I saw we closed above this. So this was a sign of relief again from me. I added 3 more contracts here, you know, but again, for newcomers, this is not the trade. This is the first entry. This is the first entry above this. So newcomers should be waiting for the second entry long. This is the second entry follow through, you know, above this. So what most of the traders, you know, they should wait for this resistance or this is closing at the high. They should have the limit order above this. If this is get filled, we know that we will be trying for the next level, which is high of the day. So there is a good point range with 4-point margin, which we can easily make. There should be a limit order here. You know, I was long here. I believe I have taken 5 positions out because I reached my break-even point, and I made from 3 point, I made almost about 6 points from 3 contracts. You know, so I already had my limit order put here, which is 18.99. I was looking for high of the day. I knew that we might poke through this and we might come back down. I was not expecting anything which goes much higher. But again, this is the breakout point. This is the second entry. So second entry becomes our push 1. So we saw the follow through. We saw the follow through, which is closing above the high of the day. How strong this can get. Right now, we have taken the high of the day. If we see any follow through, this is a long. This is a W bottom. This is high of the day without any condition. You know, you see this kind of a price action. We take high of a day. Take 1 contract. You cannot do that. Go for SSO. Go for any other platform. Take 100, 5, 10, 50, 500, whatever you can trade, you know. Take some position and scale in lower a little bit. This is now what we need is we need a breakthrough. What should be your order? Your order should be limit order above this. If it fills you up, 2 or 3 ticks above, if it fills you up, we know we are going for the next leg up. Trade very, very small. This is a breakout. Trade very small, very strong. We are going up. This is something which is we are going up. You know, this is these kind of candles do not need an explanation. This is something like this candle. You know, I saw this, I shorted. This is something, just go long. You know, every pullback right now will get bought. Every pullback. So we saw this kind of pullback. I will be buying this. I bought this pullback, and my stop was 50% pullback from the breakout, which is about 1898. And I saw this. And I saw this. How, you know, if you have seen my first video, how to put stops, every stop is low here, low here, low here, low here. You know, every stop is low here. I believe I have taken most of my position out here. I was 5 contracts long. I mean, this after this kind of a breakout where there is a too big. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles and 1 dodgy candle. This tells you one thing, that okay, this was your push 1, and this is right now push 2, which is having tails, but bears are not able to take a pullback. Bears are not able to take a deeper pullback which can take the low of the previous candle. So this becomes one directional. This is like bulls are going for their next target, which is 1915. So over here my stop was around this low, 1896. I had 2 contracts left and I let it trade. I was like, let it be, you know, like I'll scale lower. I know we are going for the next target. There is no resistance. Bears will not be shorting here because we have a target. We will poke through this and then we'll see either we're going higher or we're going lower. So we saw this pullback. We saw a pullback again. I was scaling in every low of this candle. I was scaling in. My stop was 1896. I mean, why my stop was 1896? For newcomers, this is second push pullback. They should wait for the next entry. I was long. I have made so much money here. You know, I was like, okay, if I bought 1 contract, I'll buy 1 more. I'll buy 1 more. You know, I'll average it down, you know. But for the newcomers, this is a push 2 pullback. They should wait for the push 3. So this is what we saw. This is what we saw. I mean, this is the level 1899 for the newcomers. This is the breakout. This is the breakout pullback, which becomes, you know, our buying support should be 1898. Anything below 1898 should not be a buy for newcomers. You know, for you guys, this is a second push, push 1, push 2. This is a second push pullback. So definitely bulls will be trying for third push. We saw more deeper. What happened here? We poked through this support. The weak bulls who had this support, who had their stop just below this, they took that stop and they were back up again. So this becomes first entry for the third push. So I will be long if it fill me up here. Okay. So with the limit order, now you're holding a position, and that also a good profit position which has 2 or 3 point gain in it. Your target is high of this about, I would say, you should take some profit out here. We should wait for the next push. If the follow through is there, just enter again and take the next profit again. We saw this kind of tail. This is not looking good. Now this is a position where if you have a limit order about 1901 or 1902, you should take your profit here, because this is not good. This is not looking good, because we are making double bottom, double top here as well. This is a double top, but we have a target here. So if they fail, third push failed, we can see a deeper pullback. That should be your assumption. That should be the case. But see at your left, see in your left, this is very, very strong. So as long as we are above this support level 1891.99, I'm not going to short. I will still willing to look for any long entry unless and until this support is not been taken. So we saw this. We saw this again. So this was again a buy. Buy with a limit order. This is the limit order 1906. We saw this high, we saw this tail. We again make a little bit of a money. So what happened here? This is push 1. This was a push 3. But push 3 had a dodgy candle where we took our profit and we saw our next push up. With this next push up, for most of the guys, this will be a major trend reversal where bulls tried to go higher, but maybe we can get a very, very deep pullback here. But again, remember, we are very close to our target. We have touched about 1910. We are just 5 points away from our target. So bulls will be trying this. So what happens now? We might get a trading range here. As long as we are above this level, 1899, we are long. So we saw this kind of pullback. We see this. Still we are above this. Should we buy this? This is again a first entry. We should only buy a second entry right now. And look, wow, we are at the time frame where the market is very deceiving. Around this time frame, I had made some kind of money and I was like, okay, now this will get deceiving. I was expecting to get some kind of a pullback here and close near the high. That was my expectations, With one eye I was watching this, another eye I was watching some Indian daily soap with my wife. She was cooking and I was just sitting in the kitchen giving her a company, and so this is what we saw. Still no price. This entry failed. Right now we are in a tight range where most of the traders, even me, I was not even trading this. I was like, man, this is deceiving. Every bull breakout will look fail, every bear breakout will fail. This will become very, very deceiving here. You see, we saw this. This is, I do not like trading this. For me, this is the high of the day, which I was expecting here to get more deeper pullback. But as long as we're above 1899, which is the support, bulls will not give up. I saw this. After I saw this, did I trade this? No, I did not trade this. I was not even sure that this is going to come. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God, what happened here? This is something like unbelievable, but one thing I missed here, let me draw this trend line here. This is the high. This is the trend line, which I had it before here, and then I draw it here. This was a breakout from a box. This is this is the another theory which I use in my swing trading when I buy some stocks. Like let's say it's a daily chart. So this is a very good a breakout out of the box. This is very good. This is very bullish. I took a position here. I was like, we are near here. I bought 2 contracts. I was like, I'll scale here to the trend line, which is low about 19. I had a mental stop which was 1900, but I just bought it. I just bought after looking at this because this was becoming very strong. I mean, look at this. How nobody can miss this. Right now, we were one directional. Bears who have taken short positions. Thinking that we're going for the next leg down. They deceived everybody. And we have taken the high of a day again. Which is 1910. We are near the target. Now bulls will at least try to poke through this and then come back or trade above this. Right now bull case is very strong. This is what we saw. And when I saw this, I sold my position. I was long here. 2 or 3 contracts with the stop below this, ready to scale in. Whenever I saw this kind of a breakout, if you have seen my previous videos, whenever I see this kind of a breakout, I always buy. For new traders who cannot scale in or scale out, they should not be buying this. They should be waiting for this with the limit order. If they get filled, go higher. They get filled, go higher. But for me, I was ready to scale lower. I had made good money. I was ready to take this kind of a risk, and that risk really paid off, And I believe over here, I shared my picture with you guys. Maybe a little later, I believe. I bought this again. I bought this with the support of this. 1940 is now our support, which was the target before. Right now, it's working as our support. It was our resistance. Bulls were able to take the resistance, and right now we are taking this as our support, and we know if it trade below this, we will short or we will just take our positions. Again, listen. This thing was our target, bull target. And this thing was our resistance, because all the guys who are holding here, they will be selling their positions. Bulls really break through this very strongly. They are very strong. They have taken the resistance. So we made this resistance as our support. So this is what happened. I believe over here, I took my position. I was like, sold some of my positions. You see what happened here? We were trading above this, and we saw a breakout again. This is push 1. This is breakout from the push 1. This is push 2. This is push 3. This thing cannot get more simpler. This is like one directional. We have seen, this was the price action here. This was, let me just draw this thing here. This was the price action which said we are going out, we are going long, we are going higher, And then we saw on a bigger picture, we saw this price action here, which is like, which is very prominent. We have seen our target. We are above our target right now. It has all the shorts, those who have shorted this market here, they are holding a very negative position. Over here, they were thinking we're gonna poke back, we're gonna get back here, but this is a very strong support. We saw this kind of a breakout again. I took all my positions and I shared with you guys, And this is what we saw. Going up, going higher. And this is how the day ended. So, after this breakout, what happened here? After the resistance, after the bull target, this was the target I had in my mind since morning, since open. But after this target, bulls were just one directional. There was no bears. This was our support. We saw a breakout again. We saw a breakout again. We saw a breakout again. Bulls were very strong from the open, from this breakout. Bears were strong from the open, but bears gave up here. They were shorted here. They were shorting the market here, thinking that, okay, this is the resistance. This is the resistance where we can see the pullback. But after this breakout, this is the second entry. we go for the other entry, we go for the, I mean, this is one directional. This is simply a one direction trade where we saw it, a beautiful price action which can make a lot of money for us every day and every single day. You know, for me, this was the end of the trade, this level. We saw a breakout. With the breakout, I have taught this, I have shared this so many times. With every breakout follow through, we see at least 1 or 2 pushes towards that side. This is the breakout, this is the follow through. We saw a few pushes on the other side. Every successful breakout gives us 2 to 3 pushes to the same side where the breakout is happening. So these are the few fundamentals which we see every day, which we should start learning every day. Then slowly we'll get into a triangle. You know, we'll get, I mean, like for those who know about trading range, you know, they have put their triangle like this. You know, for them, it was a breakout from a triangle and it was always a buy. So what I'm trying to say here is that there is a lot to learn, but let's make things simpler. Let's start becoming profitable with few setups, with few learning setups who can learn. A newcomer can learn very easily. A newcomer can grasp very easily, and slowly and steadily increase your ability to draw trend lines. You know, learn more, do your own recap. Do not wait for SK, that SK will be sharing his reviews. SK will be sharing his recap. Do not wait for me. Have your own mental setup. Write your reasoning. You know, I used to write my reasoning with everything which I used to think, and after a day ends, I used to read those reasoning. That okay, I was thinking at that time, this is what I was thinking, but what was wrong or what was right in my thinking? What, you know, this is what this you need to get disciplined. You know, you need to make this a habit to revise, to recap your day every day. Early morning, evening, you know, you should go back, you should write, you should see these charts again and again and again. There's a guy from Germany, a very good friend of mine. He's a doctor. I mean, he shared a picture with us, you know, today. I mean, wow. I mean, I was like, this is beautiful. You know, look at this thing, man. I mean, he shared this thing with me, you know, like he had this triangle, he said breakout from here, you know, he has these targets, you know, this is the low of the day target. I mean, wow. I mean, I was so happy to look at this. I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is beautiful. You know, this is something which I'm looking at it. I mean, have I shared this thing with him? No, he's learning himself that these are the tails, these are the double bottom, you know. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, this gives me a smiling night. This gives me a peaceful night. This gives me a beautiful morning to share again with you guys. Let's make money. I get so many messages from you guys that we need to see your website. We need to get your trades. Do not wait for my trades. Do not wait for my alerts. You can see all this yourself. You know, it's, I mean, it's same every day, every day, every day, every day. Similar setups every day happening. You know, you just need to see those setups, have, you know, like have confidence in your in yourself, in your trading. Do some paper trade, do whatever you want to do, but do not listen to nobody. No indicators, nothing, just price action. And there we go. Trade small, you know, trade SSO, trade anything which is trading like E-mini, you know, or S&P, you know. Just focus on the price action. Price action is the key. This is what I have made. This is what I have learned. And if you see 30-minute candle here, I'll share with you guys. I'm in 30-minute candle here. Okay, this thing. I mean, look at this. How important is the 30-minute candle? You know, this is push 1, this is push 2, this is push 2 and a breakout. You know, this is the pullback buy. This is a pullback buy with, I mean first 30-minute candle often gives us the high of the day or low of the day. You know, like let me share a few more pictures with you. I mean, over here it's a dodgy candle and we saw the follow through. We saw this. Over here we saw the follow through failed, so we saw a trading range. I mean, first 30-minute candle is beautiful. Undecision candle, indecision candle, you know, like trading range. First 30-minute candle is beautiful. You know, you see this kind of a tail, bulls tried, bulls failed. So first 30-minute candle with the tail gave us a follow through, gave us a pullback. I mean, I will be getting all these things in my in my study material. You know, first 30-minute candle follow through, took high of the day, and we saw this. I mean, 30-minute candle, first 30-minute candle, see the follow through with the tail. With the tail, you know, we saw a trading range here, but even if you have shorted here, you would have made so much money. You know, with the short here, we saw this, we shorted here at 1876, and we have seen about 6 points down. You know, and with this candle on 30-minute, we know we are going higher. I mean, this is bullish, but this, I don't think this is even a day to trade. Yeah, it's a short day. You know, so you know, like this is like bear candle, but there is no follow through. No follow through means we're going towards the other side. First 30-minute candle means a lot in my trading, in the way I trade. You know, first 30-minute. I mean, this tail I mentioned. You know, I mentioned on the Twitter that this tail can give us some kind of a pullback or low of the day. I mean, this tail came at 1888, and the low of the day is 1886. I mean, I don't know how simple this thing can get. You know. Study material, my study material will get very, very, very good. And I've shared here something today that, you know, I will be sponsoring trading account. That means, you know, I'm doing good. You know, I'm not going to teach because of money, but I'm going to teach to bring more SK, to bring better traders than me, to bring better traders than Mr. Albrook, to bring better traders than the trader you know at its best, you know. So whoever becomes greater, you know, who is dedicated to learn, who is dedicated to go higher in this, and the only hurdle he has is a money. It's not something you can count. I'm still in the procedure to bring this kind of a setup where I can sponsor an account of maybe certain amount where you can trade, and you know, like you can start making your living. You know, if the hurdle is only the money, I will be the part there. I'm still in future, not today, not right now, in future. The future may be a day, a future may be a year, you know, maybe more than that. But whatever the future comes, I would like to share this kind of a money without any instinct, without any motive, without any kickbacks, you know, nothing. Just to support you, just to support humanity, just to feel good. Because I mean, I don't know, you know, God has given me a way to make money, which sometimes I cannot sleep at night thinking that, is it really real? You know, like, I don't know, you know, I just want to share with people who are dedicated, who are ready to make more money, who are ready to give a good life to their family, and who are dedicated enough to go for it, you know. And I do have few friends which I really think, if you are students, if you are in Germany, there's a guy in Spain, you know, I'm talking to them. I think, you know, they are very dedicated, very educated. And I mean, if I'm making $5,000-6,000 a day or $2,000 a day, I mean, it's a lot of money for me to even think to spend. So, you know, like I can share, you know, like I can share, and I can have a bigger family. I can have bigger family for my kids, you know, like it's at the end of the day. I mean, I'm gonna die, and great traders, they all died, you know. At least I can bring some smiles, you know. I can be the part of somebody's happiness, you know. That's all I'm looking for. So this is the main reason I'm not eager to get my website out, you know. Like, it's not because of money, it's because of I can share everything here. I am getting that platform ready for you guys, because that will be very easy to communicate, to learn, to get better. You know, like you are in a school, you go to library to get peaceful atmosphere. That's what I'm trying to do, and sooner we're gonna be there too. Good luck, everybody. Let's trade. Let's get better. Let's focus. Future belongs to us, you know, and we will get our financial freedom. That should be the motive. Good luck, everybody.